Today, let's look at Taiwan's semiconductor industry. This may sound like a business topic, but it touches almost everything people use every day. Phones, laptops, cars, cloud services, gaming consoles, and AI tools all depend on chips. And when people talk about the most advanced chips, Taiwan is often at the center of the conversation. The key name is TSMC. TSMC stands for Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. It is not a consumer brand like Apple or Samsung. Most people do not buy a TSMC product in a store. But many famous products depend on chips that TSMC helps manufacture. To understand why that matters, we need one important word: foundry. A foundry is a company that manufactures chips designed by other companies. For example, a company may design a processor, but it may not own the factories needed to make it. So it sends the design to a foundry that can turn that design into a physical chip. This business model is one reason the modern tech world moves so fast. Design companies can focus on architecture, software, and performance. Foundries can focus on manufacturing, precision, and scale. TSMC became extremely important because it is especially strong at advanced manufacturing. In chip language, people often talk about advanced nodes. A node is a generation of chip manufacturing technology. Smaller and more advanced nodes can help chips become faster, more power efficient, or more capable. That is why advanced nodes matter for smartphones, data centers, and AI systems. AI has made this topic even more important. Large AI models need huge amounts of computing power. That computing power comes from advanced chips, memory, networking equipment, and data center infrastructure. When Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Google, or other major companies spend more on AI data centers, the demand reaches chip makers. It does not stop at one company. It moves through the whole supply chain. A cloud company needs servers. Servers need processors, memory, storage, power systems, cooling systems, and networking equipment. Many of those parts depend on semiconductor manufacturing. That is why chip news can move the stock market. It is not just about one factory or one product. It is about whether the global economy can build enough computing capacity. TSMC's recent results show how strong this demand has become. The company reported very strong second-quarter results in 2026 and raised its outlook as AI-related demand continued to grow. It also increased its capital spending plans, which means it expects to invest more in factories, equipment, and production capacity. Capital spending is often shortened to CAPEX. In this industry, CAPEX is not just an accounting word. It tells you whether a company is preparing for more demand in the future. But chip manufacturing is not easy to expand quickly. A new fab can take years to plan, build, equip, test, and operate. Fab is short for fabrication plant. It means a highly advanced factory where chips are made. These factories are expensive, technical, and extremely sensitive. Even tiny particles of dust can damage production. That is why chip making requires clean rooms, specialized equipment, and highly trained engineers. Another useful word is wafer. A wafer is a thin, round slice of semiconductor material. Many chips are built on a single wafer before they are cut, tested, and packaged. The process sounds simple in one sentence, but it is one of the most complex forms of manufacturing in the world. Taiwan matters because so much expertise is concentrated there. It is not only one company in one building. It is an ecosystem of engineers, suppliers, equipment partners, testing companies, logistics networks, and universities. That ecosystem is hard to copy quickly. Other countries are investing heavily in chip production, including the United States, South Korea, Japan, and parts of Europe. TSMC is also expanding outside Taiwan, including major investment plans in Arizona. But diversification does not mean Taiwan suddenly becomes less important. It means the world is trying to make the supply chain more resilient. Resilient means able to handle shocks and keep working. A resilient supply chain does not depend too heavily on one place, one supplier, or one route. At the same time, The most advanced manufacturing knowledge cannot be moved overnight. It takes people, suppliers, equipment, habits, and experience. This is why Taiwan's chip industry is often described as strategically important. Strategic means important for long-term plans, not just short-term profit. For English learners, this topic is useful because semiconductor vocabulary appears in business news all the time. You might hear phrases like supply constraint, production capacity, leading-edge chip, or AI infrastructure. A supply constraint means demand is stronger than what companies can easily produce. Production capacity means how much a factory or company can make. A leading-edge chip means a chip made with one of the most advanced technologies available. AI infrastructure means the physical and digital systems needed to train and run AI. Once you understand these phrases, chip news becomes much easier to follow. You can read a headline about TSMC, NVIDIA, Samsung, or memory chips and understand the bigger picture. The bigger picture is this: AI is not only a software story. It is also a hardware story. Behind every chatbot, recommendation system, or image generator, there are data centers. Behind those data centers, there are chips. And behind many advanced chips, there is a supply chain that runs through Taiwan. That does not mean Taiwan is the only important place in the chip world. South Korea is crucial for memory. The Netherlands is crucial for advanced lithography equipment. The United States is crucial for chip design, cloud demand, and semiconductor tools. Japan has important materials and equipment expertise. The point is not that one place does everything. The point is that the system is deeply connected. When one part becomes tight, everyone feels it. That is why investors, governments, and technology companies watch Taiwan closely. They are not only watching a stock, they are watching a central layer of the modern economy. A simple sentence you can use is this: Taiwan matters because it sits at the center of advanced chip manufacturing. A more advanced version is: Taiwan's semiconductor ecosystem is a critical bottleneck in the global AI supply chain. Bottleneck means a narrow point that slows down the whole system. That word appears constantly in business and technology news. So when you hear about chip shortages, AI capex, or advanced nodes, remember the connection. This is not just a story about tiny pieces of silicon. It is a story about the infrastructure behind modern life. And Taiwan is one of the places where that infrastructure becomes real.
Subscribe for new episodes and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one.